Where are you with hiring the last member of your staff?
Still working through that right now. You know, you just, like I said before, I'd like to have had it before we, you know, got on the road recruiting. But, you know, Ellis Johnson gives us a little flexibility. It's going to be in an off-the-road road role, but is a guy that can go out on the road recruiting after passing the NCAA test, which he did. So we're still going to hire somebody else to our staff, and I want to be the right fit. At the end of the day, the job has not been offered to anybody, so I want to make sure that we get the right fit.
When you have players on campus for an official visit weekend, what's the most important message that you can get to those guys while they're here?
Well, I think, you know, first of all, the support academically, the support emotionally, the support off the field things for parents. I think every family is a little different, every prospect's a little different. So when you're in those situations, you've got to find out, you know, what are the important factors in this young man making a decision. And in most situations, it happens to go back to the support they're going to get on campus, the development as a football player, because football is a developmental game. So I think, again, it goes back to depending on who you're talking to as a student athlete or a support system for that student athlete, but just them overall having a good experience and a gut feeling, because a lot of kids go on that if they're down in the situation. I really believe when you're this late in the process, these kids are probably down to 1, 2, 3 at the most. And the ones that are entertaining more than 3, you don't want. So you got to be realistic. Right now, they're this close to it, and you guys are visiting 5 places. Come on. They've narrowed it down. They just hadn't told you. And most of the time, you know about those situations.
Right.
You kind of alluded to it out there, but how impressive is the welcome the Gamecock fans
It's
have given you?
been really amazing. It really has. Just been so positive. Just everywhere you go, everybody is so welcoming. My staff has commented to me several times about how welcoming. But I also, from a university standpoint, from the president to Coach Tanner and the athletic administration, has been phenomenal. And their workings, and there's a lot of moving parts. You know, you're dealing with a wife and a family, a vehicle, housing, temporary housing, and our people have been fantastic, unbelievable. And when they're able to make a move like this seamless, it really is a credit to our administration and the job they do.
I think you have 6 high school players enrolling early. Mm-hmm. Is that an unusual high number for your career?
I'd like to have more.
Okay. And what's the criteria you determine to tell a kid, yes, okay, we think you can come in early?
Well, it all has to do academically. You know, it has to do where their credits are academically. You know, with the new NCAA rules, you have to have 10 you know, core classes completed before the start of your senior year, and then you obviously have 6 your senior year. Well, academically now, so many young men are in summer school and high school, and some of them are starting in high school curriculum, starting in 7th and 8th grade. They're knocking out 14 and 15 core credits before they start their senior year, and they only have to take English 4 to finish that. And so at the end of the day, for a young man to be able to come in mid-year, if he's emotionally ready for it, and that's been the biggest issue in my experience, has been a situation, is he ready to not be at home? Is he ready to make that transition? Because it is a huge transition for them. But I would like to have as many as we could, because there's no question how much they benefit coming in at this time of the year. It's much more, it's a slower pace in the weight room, a slower pace academically. They're not getting ready for a season. They've got a lot less on their plate right now as a student athlete as opposed to when they start school in August. So I think it's a much better transition. Also, historically, the grades are better in the fall than they were when they just started school in the fall, because they've experienced the college campus and the college atmosphere. And they're going to go through the maturation process much quicker than they are if they just come in the summer. So it's a huge benefit for the student athlete if that's what they want to do. And some young men want to play basketball their senior year. They want to run track. They want to play baseball. They want to go to prom. They want to do all those things. Well, our guy, I still let our guys go to prom. Right?
I don't know how much information you can share, but just update Shamik Blackshear if you've talked to him.
Shamik's, yeah, I've talked to him. He's doing well. Came by and saw him at the office, and you know, just worried about his health right now. Just getting back, but he's progressing well. Mm-hmm.